Hello, Bula Nwaya, and welcome. This is Mapa, and I am back. Another go live to you. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. It is Sunday here. It is rest, reflection, and renewal or inspiration for a new week Sunday chat. And welcome here. I hope that you also had a wonderful, a weekend as well, and you are resting before a new week. For those of us who work Mondays to Fridays, I hope that you are resting. Um, and thank you for being here. Stay tuned and just listen out to the things that I have to share. I hope it will add value to your journey. Just a way of reflecting on, what the week went, how the week went, things that we need to leave out, and things that we need to hold on to keep going, keep striving, keep chasing your goals, and at the same time, being intentional and um, yes, and accomplishing great things in life. And so I welcome you here from the comfort of my home. Um, if you're watching me for the first time, I am originally from Fiji. I'm a registered nurse, still working full time. And I started my digital business a year ago. And this is just part of it. But I like to use this to inspire you as well. And so I hope that your heart is at peace today. Sundays are really my favorite days to slow down, but also that I spend time at church, just to breathe, realign with God's rhythm, and rest, isn't just stopping. It's about strengthening. It's, like for me, it's like giving God room to refresh my spirit for what's coming in the new week. And even though every day is also, I always have that quiet time with God, and but today is especially a day that I connect with others, and just hearing, empowering words, and just being encouraged to refresh, renew, and rejuvenate whatever it is that we need to renew to start a new week. And so I like to use it today as a way to share with you. So this is just your gentle reminder that rest is productive. It's the pause between chapters, and that allows you to readjust your focus. That's how I put it. Allows you to readjust your focus and really prepare for the new blessings, the new week, new challenges that the week we may bring. So maybe your week really felt heavy. Maybe things didn't really go as you planned. But today let's get to we release all those things. And I always believe that God's mercies are new every morning, and it says in his word as well, and that really includes tomorrow as well. So today is like a good day to rest, reflect, and just prepare us for another new week, or another tomorrow, which another new week from tomorrow. Yes. So take time to look back, and with gratitude, and look forward to um, with expectations, because when your heart is rested, when your mind is when your heart is rested, and that is where you have clarity. It really prepares you to for everything. Your vision becomes clearer, and your faith grows stronger. As for me, that is what I have learned, and I really like to share this with you. And I also like to support that with a Bible verse, and that is Matthew 11:28. And it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." And that is really empowering for me. It encourages me to know that I trust in something that is more powerful than myself, something that is, and that is God, that is Christ. And so that's his invitation to let go of the weight, and trust in his timing. Not You're not behind. Um, it's just you're being refined. And so let his peace set that tone for you or for your week, and let it be, and one led by faith and not fear. And I truly believe in that, because there's so many times, so many things in life that really can let fear, overwhelm us, and stop us from trying to take those steps of faith, coming out of our comfort zone, and just being vulnerable, not just, but in a good way. In that way, we are able to share our story, which is why I do this as part of my way of sharing with you things that can be relatable. I hope that I have experienced that I'm sharing with you, and so the even in my business, I have learned that rest brings revelation. When I pause, new ideas flow. When I listen to directions become clearer. Um, and there are times that, even with having to work so many years, starting something new for me is like bringing me down to a level where I need to be teachable. I need to be coachable, to be able to learn new things, and great things, things that are, serving me, things that are helping me. And I believe that, when God opens the doors, we have to be teachable. We have to be able to learn, in a very humble way, because things like, for me, it's so unfamiliar. I never used to be familiar with the online space, and how to do things the right way, how to learn to create, websites and a business page in um, with integrity, because the training that I went through really taught has been put step to step in a way um, that you have to create it with integrity. And so that really aligns with my faith. And truly, um, I like to share this because it has really helped me in my journey too. So as you plan your week, your goals, the next steps, don't rush. Don't rush into it. Let clarity lead. Rest, really restores your vision. And for me, on this laptop of mine, I have my vision, uh, that I have my vision board, we call it. Um, so it's right there on my laptop. Every time I open it up, I look at it and I tell myself, say my affirmations, and really focus on that, because it helps me focus on what my goals are, what, what I want to achieve, um, from now or for the next 5 years or the next 10 years, in my faith growth, in my, life, as well as in my business. And so goals, set your goals and the next steps. Just don't rush. Let clarity lead. And because rest really restores that vision. And um, from that rest, and so also momentum begins again. So as we prepare for another new week, let this be an encouragement that you are made for more, that you are not alone in your journey, that there are ways to connect with people that will encourage you. And for me, church is a place where I connect with believers, and those that, just to hear words of wisdom, words, and encouragement, and people that are like minded. And I find that as well in my business journey. And so this is an inspiration for the week. And I do have a few more things to share here before we are done. As we enter this new week, speak life into your days. And that is important. Um, I have learned that when you have that affirmation, when you say to yourself, whatever time of the day, or even throughout the day, even if you're going through a crappy day, even if you're going through challenges, whether it is work, whether it is home, whether it is in the business, whatever journey you're in, um, when you speak life to yourself, when you say that affirmation and that words of encouragement, it really helps you keep you focused, keeps you aligned, and keeps that peace in you. Because, there are times when we are challenged. And I remembered one time I was truly challenged and it got the worst of me. But I have learned from that. And so, it helps us to remind ourselves that, hey, it is not worth it, if having to deal with situations where you are beyond your control. And there, I think there's a saying that says, 90%, sorry, your reaction to people's, what happens around you, it is how you respond to it, is how you um, respond to whether it's negative. And most times, if it is a negative uh, or atmosphere, or people around you, it is how you react to them. That is 90% of how you react to them is what really matters, or what impacts the most. And so I've always learned from that situation, and I have reminded myself always to be optimistic, to say those affirmations and remember it, that we can't control what is around us, but we can control how this is. Oh, so this is what I was trying to say. How you react to that, to negative or challenges, negative um, vibes, I should say, around you, or how people, you know, how you react to them is what is important. Because we can't control people, we can't change, but we can be of encouragement, and maybe be the better person in the room. And so that is what I mean by that. And so here's the thing: this week I walk with peace. So these are the affirmations, or a way to remind ourselves. This week I walk with peace. Here's another one. This week I trust God's plan, because I always believe that God's plan is way higher than mine. We have our plans, but His ways are way higher, as well as His thoughts. And I always trust that in every day I submit it and I say, this is my plan, but let your will be done. Let your plan be made perfect in mine. And that is how I like to see it, that we can control a lot of things. We have our plans, and we have big plans, but sometimes it is not met, and we tend to question that. But remember, I always remember that God has His plans for us. And so we must learn to trust that. Delays do happen. Sometimes it's not meant to be in the moment, but it will eventually happen in God's timing. So this week, I trust God's plan. What's the other one? This week, I expect blessings and growth. So always claim that, have that affirmation that yes, you will, that you are getting blessings, that you are growing in your journey, whether it is in life, whether growing in knowledge, growing in business, or you're just your personal development or faith growth. But claim that this week I expect blessings and growth. And remember, you can't pour out, and I like to say this because sometimes I feel that way too. Remember, you can't pour out from an empty cup. You have to fill yours first. So whatever you have is what you can share. And you'll overflow with purpose and joy. So let this be an encouragement. I do have questions here, just reflection questions. Maybe it's going to help you. Um, but here's the thing, and I'll put it down here. The first one is, let's see, what's one thing you're grateful for this week? What's one thing you're grateful for this week? When you reflect upon the week that you've passed, these are good questions to ask ourselves. And I find that is helpful. What's one thing that you're grateful for this week? You can even put it down in the comments if you want, but you can keep this for yourself and let this be a way of helping you reflect as you rest, whatever day of the week. This is my reflection day. This is my rest day. So, but whatever day in the week, you can use it to help you. And then next question is, I'll put it down here. What lesson will you carry forward? What lesson will you carry forward? A lot of times we encounter, challenges, or no, or you may have had a great week. And what have you learned from that you will carry? Sometimes we have to let go of things that don't serve us, but there are things that we really need to keep so it helps us in our growth journey. Um, and the third one is, if you have that, and the third one is, how will you show up with renewed faith? Um, so those are the three questions that I thought of um, of letting you, or of sharing with you, that if you have these three questions that you ask yourself this week, or maybe there's more to that, this is just something that I have put together to really share with you. Maybe it's going to help you in your growth journey. And so take this Sunday to rest, reflect, and renew your energy, because we all do need this time to rest to start a new week. Um, and renew your energies, because tomorrow isn't just another Monday. For those of you who are the same time zone with me and on a Sunday, tomorrow isn't just another Monday. It's just a fresh start, a new chapter, and another opportunity to walk in purpose. So be intentional, walk in purpose, um, and stay aligned. Drop in the comments, if you're resting in his promises. Maybe you can do a thumbs up, or you can say yes, um, and ready to rise into a brand new week filled with peace, clarity, and divine direction. I'm going to say this again. Um rest in his promises, and ready to rise into a brand new week filled with peace, clarity, and divine direction. So let this be a week full of purpose, a week full of intentions, because you have rested today. So I hope that whatever I have, shared with you, has encouraged you to look forward to another new week, or something that I have shared here with you has um, sparked something in you to realign and be purposeful or intentional in your journey. And that ends our Sunday rest, reflection, and renewal for a new week. I hope that you're inspired. I hope that you have you are ready and to start a new week, just like myself. This one thing I have learned when I started. I was a NICU nurse, and I've transitioned to a clinic. So now I work Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 4:30, and I'm enjoying that journey because I am able to have more time with family. And so I've learned one thing to do to help me get used to this new transition, and that is to meal prep. So one good thing too, like if you are working the throughout the day, a day, the hours like 8 to 4, 9 to 5, I'm learning that it has really helped me in my time management, that it really helps when you get home, at least you have things already ready for you. So that's just another tip. I don't know if you're doing it great, but it's something that I have learned has helped myself and my wonderful husband. So um, be blessed and be intentional and be purposeful this week with clarity and peace to know that there is a greater power beyond us that can help us in our journey. And so that'll be all for us tonight. I hope you have a blessed, wonderful rest of your evening, night, whatever time zone you're joining me from. Vinaka, Foyexia, and God bless.